Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy with 2 E's, and I'm the CEO and founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcast, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 220. We are here to kick off summer. It's the beginning of June. It is almost a brand new season. We're unofficially in summer, and we will be officially in summer in a couple of weeks. But we all know it's summertime already. Let's be honest. And so I would like to kick that off today with you guys. And summer is a significant start of a new season for me, if you will, because I was born in the summer. And so I always feel like it is almost like my new year in a sense when June comes, because I start to really get nostalgic. I start thinking about, my birthday's July 30th. I start thinking about turning another year older. Have I accomplished my dreams and goals this year? What is still left to do? I don't know if you get like that before your birthdays as well, but it really signifies to me this rebirth, this new season. And in that topic, what I want to talk about today is that in your weight loss journey, you are allowed to reset yourself as many times as you need, and to not see a reset as a failure. A reset doesn't mean that you gave up. A reset doesn't mean that you're starting and stopping. And so changing your inner monologue, your inner narrative, your inner fat bitch voice to, I just need a reset, right? For whatever reason. And that's where I'm at personally. And so I thought I would share that with you all today, and how you can also, give yourself the permission that it's okay to have a reset. So let's just, but to just backtrack a little bit and tell you where I'm at personally. So I shared in the last episode, which was episode 219, that for the past month or so, I really just kind of bounced back and forth between the same 4 to 5 pounds. I would lose 3, I would gain 2. I would lose 4, I would gain 1. It was just all over the place. And in that episode, though, what I talked about was how it's not just about the weight loss. It's about what else are you gaining as a result of this journey. And things that I am gaining out of this journey this time around, things that I'm building on that I've gained before, but also new growth and things that I'm gaining as well, is way more important than how much weight is coming off. But at the end of the day, we have goals that we want to achieve. We have a certain way that we want to feel. I have told you guys a numerous amount of times that I don't care what my end goal, I don't care what my weight ends up becoming when I get to where I consider it to be maintenance. The only restriction or regulation or whatever rule that you can call it that I have is I just want to get to Wonderland. After I get to the 190s, I don't care where I land in terms of the actual number. I just don't want to be over 200 pounds. And there's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of them are very personal. I just don't like the way it feels. It doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel, this is going to sound really bad, and I don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves by me saying this. But for me personally, I don't feel feminine saying I'm 200 and plus pounds. It just doesn't feel sexy, feminine. It doesn't feel good for me. And that is okay. And again, I hope that doesn't offend you. I hope that doesn't make anyone feel bad, because it shouldn't. That's a personal feeling that I have, and I cannot stand to see the 200 plus pounds. I just don't like it. 190, 180, I don't care. I don't care where I end up in the ones. I just need to be in Wonderland for health reasons and for personal, reasons as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like sometimes the whole diet culture, sometimes like it goes to one extreme to the other, right? We have the one extreme where diet culture was like, you need to be skinny, you need to lose weight, you need to be this size, you need to be blah, blah, blah. And then we get into this body positivity movement and acceptance movement and all of this. And then you've got people shouting at you that you are horrible for wanting to lose weight. You are vain for not wanting to be under 200 pounds. You are selfish. You are this, you are that. Turn all that shit off and just listen to your inner voice. What is it that you truly want? And where I am coming from, I spent a good chunk of May, basically all of May, just kind of bouncing back and forth. And I can't be mad about that. I cannot be mad about me gaining and losing and bouncing back and forth and kind of doing the ping pong thing in May, because I have explained to you guys that I've just wanted to feel normal. I've had this craving, if you will, to not want to plan, to not want to track, to not want to think about how many points is that, how many calories is that, should I be eating that, should I be eating this, and just kind of trying to, be more spontaneous and be in the moment and eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full, and feel like a normal person. And that's been working. It's been working to an extent, okay? And then we have to get to a point where we're honest with ourselves to be like, okay, is this still working or is it not? And, I will say that being on the tirzepatide injections, the GLP-1 tirzepatide injections, has allowed me to be able to eat more intuitively, where I know I didn't have that built into me. If I did, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't need the injections. I wouldn't even have this podcast. It wouldn't be a thing, okay? But I have realized that I don't want another month to go by where I am still in the 210s, okay? I want to get out of the 210s. I've been here for a little while now. I talked in the last episode how I've realized my body like loses, kind of gets to a new set point, stays there for a while, bounces back and forth, then gets to a new set point. And I would really like to be in the 200s by the end of June. So when I am sitting here podcasting with you and talking with you at the end of June, which will be, let me just see I want to look at the month here, which will be the week of June 24th. That is the last week of the month. I would really, really like to be in the 200s as close as I can be. And I realize that I have to suck it up a little bit and I have to get myself back in a deficit. That's just how you lose weight, right? I'm doing okay, like, quote unquote, maintaining and keeping some of these good habits. And, I'm not going off the charts. Like I said in the last episode, I'm not back in the 220s or 230s and beyond. I'm maintaining here in the 210s, but I don't like this back and forth stuff. And I have control over that, right? I have more control over that than, you always have control over that to an extent. And so I kind of had a heart-to-heart with myself and said, okay, let's roll out June. Let's look at our goals and let's figure out, if you don't want to be 200-something pounds on your birthday, July the 30th, shit has to change today. And we need to do a reset. And that's what we're talking about, is we're talking about the great reset. It doesn't have to be this big sweeping, like, oh my God, I got to reset and I got to redo and you're not starting over. You are continuing, but like recommitting to the process, if you will. Does that make sense? You are recommitting to the process, to the goals that you set for yourself. That's what I'm here today to let you know, is that that's what I'm doing. To lose weight, I do, and now that I'm coming down the scale more, I have to be able to eat less to, number one, maintain, but also to get to the next drop. So what I have done this week, because these past couple weeks, let me just derail for a minute. These past couple weeks were insane. I had this mystery rash, okay? If you guys were following or you follow me on Instagram, you saw some of that in my stories that I was sharing. Well, it has not fully gone away, you guys. Like, I have had these mystery, like, I don't even call them bumps. They look like mosquito bites. They're not mosquito bites. They're not insect bites of any kind, apparently. There's some kind of a reaction, and I don't know what it's a reaction to. I've been to 2 doctors. They don't know what it is. And let me tell you, there is such a problem with our healthcare system because I couldn't get in to see a dermatologist or an allergist until October of this year. Like, what's the point, right? So it's like you sometimes got to take this shit in your own hands because anyway, that had me the last couple weeks just like, let me tell you, itching is the most underrated pain, if you will. Like, it's just awful. It is an awful feeling. It sucks. I do feel a little bit better. My skin is clearing up, but I was on prednisone. I'm still taking prednisone, which is a steroid, and that has made me feel ravenous. Like, I noticed my cravings have been out of control. And so I woke up this week on Monday after the weekend, and it's the first time in a long time that I actually felt out of control with my eating. And I woke up feeling swollen, bloated, heavy, okay? Because over the weekend, I was eating a lot of carbs, a lot of breads, things that I really haven't been able to eat much of in the past, year basically. And it didn't feel good. And we all know our own thresholds for what we should be doing. We all know our own personal thresholds, right? What one person considers to feel like out of control eating to another person is not out of control, and vice versa. So you really need to tune into that with yourself as far as, am I out of control? Is this disordered eating? Am I binging? Am I emotionally eating? What am I doing? And you can really set those parameters for yourself to know when you feel like you're going off the rails. And I certainly felt like I was starting to go off the rails. I was starting to catch myself feeling full and feeling like sickly full, and then wanting to eat more even though my stomach was hurting, and still going back and eating more. And that doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel good physically. It doesn't feel good mentally. And it sure as shit doesn't feel good emotionally. And I was like, okay, we've got to take this back by the horns, and we've got to take control and not let this happen. We've got to make sure that we're not allowing, certain life situations, feelings, emotions control these choices, because I sure as shit am not gaining weight back for anything. Like, I am not going backwards. And it's okay to have these little setbacks as long as you realize when they're happening. You can take control of it, you can reset yourself, and you can move forward. And that's where I'm at, because I don't want to feel that way. I don't like the way that it feels. This takes time of you in your journey, getting to know your habits, your coping mechanisms or your lack of coping mechanisms, you getting to know your body in a very detailed way as far as what's going to make you feel like crap. And I realized, okay, we've got to put some structure back in the game. We've got to put up some guardrails. We've got to put some parameters in place, because we don't want to feel like this. I don't want to go into another birth year and say I'm 200-ish pounds. I don't want to do that. And I know, I've roughly got a little under, right shy of 2 months. I can get this weight off to see Wonderland, but it's going to take a big commitment. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of restructuring, if you will, because it's one thing to maintain, and maintaining is a beautiful thing. If you've lost weight, I'm down over 50 pounds total, and to be able to be in a maintenance where you're still just maintaining, maybe going up a couple pounds here and there, but you're mostly like staying in that same baseline, do not think that that's a failure, because it's not. This is a very personal journey. And where I am in my journey right now, it's time for a reset. It's just time. It's time. I was bored. I was falling back into some old habits. I don't feel good about it. And I want to get to my goals. I want to feel good in my skin, 100% all the way. So this is where we're at. So what I have done is I know I need parameters. I know I need guardrails. I know I need to be more structured. And the thing that has always been, efficient for me, I find that it works for me, I align with a lot of the same values, is the Weight Watchers plan. And especially now more than ever, I've had the app. I always pay for my monthly membership, but I went ahead today and I changed my membership to include the workshops, because I wasn't paying for the workshops. And I actually got a really good deal. I had to cancel my current membership, which is like $21.95 a month. They have to cancel it, and then you re-sign up. And the plan right now, if you pay for 12 months, you get 6 months, something like 6 months free. So basically you're paying $22 a month for the next 12 months, and it's monthly. You don't have to pay it all up front, which is fantastic. So, and then you got $10 off the first month. So I just paid $12 for the month. I listened to my first workshop that I have listened to, and I can't tell you when. And that was very motivating, very inspiring to hear the message, to listen to other members, I even wrote down some food ideas that I heard. And I just remember that sense of community when I would go to the in-person workshops. I never really got into the virtual thing, but now with my schedule and being a mom, the virtual thing is just amazing for me. And that was like a recommitment for me as well. I also went ahead and ordered my tirzepatide injections because I didn't have them. I didn't have them for the past 3 weeks, and I was using semaglutide instead. I don't feel like it wasn't as effective for me. And maybe that was part of it too. I think it was a mix of the semaglutide, the prednisone, all of it. Just, I don't know, things were not, I wasn't feeling in my optimum, my optimum operatingness-ish. So anyway, I went ahead and got my injections. They'll be here this week. I'm going to start those up again, and I went up a dose. So I'm hoping that will also help to kickstart and reset me so that I can get I want to get over this next hump of the 200s. I am so tired of it, and I'm going to take it by its horns. I'm going to control it, and I'm going to get rid of this shit. I'm going to make it my bitch, and we're going to be done with it, and we're going to move on from there. So do your reset. Figure out what that means to you. I went grocery shopping over the weekend. We got a bunch of stuff at Walmart, but then I also went to Sam's yesterday, and I decided, okay, when I went to Sam's yesterday, I saw the fresh crab legs sitting out. Well, let's use fresh sparingly. I'm sure they're not fresh, but they're in the fridge. And it was $20. I think it's 2 clusters of crab legs, pretty big too. And I said, I'm buying this. This is my favorite. Crab legs are my favorite food to eat. Crab legs and shrimp. Give me some Old Bay. Give me some spray butter, and I am good to go. And I said, yes, this cluster of crab legs, these crab legs that I'm buying is $20. Is there a more economical way to grocery shop? Yeah, obviously. However, do I look forward to eating this? Do I enjoy eating this? But I'm probably going to end up spending more money on food that I don't want to cook, that I don't enjoy eating, that I don't look forward to making. I don't like touching meat. It grosses me out. It's a thing for me. I like seafood. So I got myself the crab legs. I got myself a big bag of frozen shrimp. I got fresh corn, and I bought a bag of potatoes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook what Amy wants to eat. And amazingly enough, the things that I want to eat, that whole meal is 0 points except for the potatoes. Like the crab, the shrimp, and the corn are all 0-point foods. I love them. They taste good. They're filling. They have protein. And I'm now looking forward to making dinner tonight. And that will last me, it will last me more than a day or two because I'm going to like divvy everything up and whatever. My point of this is saying you're probably overspending anyway on going out to eat or buying food that you don't want to eat. And so that just sabotages you in the end to indulge on things that, you know where I'm going with this. So that's the things that I've done so far. I re-upped my Weight Watchers. I added on the workshops. I'm tracking my food again. I am planning my meals again. I am arming myself with foods that I love from the grocery store, that I know I want to cook, that I know I want to eat. I'm not going to be the person who's going to sit there and eat bland ass chicken. I'm not doing it. My food has seasoning, honey, and it's going to taste good. Okay? I want to eat fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. Like I enjoy those things now. If there's things that for you personally, what does that look like? If you are at a place where you're not feeling good, you need to get this weight off, you feel gross physically, you're not feeling good about yourself, what do you need to do to reset? There's also some mental chatter that has to happen, right? Like we've got to deal with our thoughts and things that are going on. And it's funny because I've been calling these things, you know how every week we go into the week and we have a set plan, right? We know we have work, we know we have these appointments, or the kids have this, or we have this, the personal property tax is due this week, or, there's things that that week need to be taken care of, okay? And then we have what I have been referring to. In my therapy sessions, I have been calling it pop-up events. Pop-up events are the non-planned bullshit that comes through like a wrecking ball and is like, no, bitch, this is what we're doing this week. And these pop-up events could be things like the kids got sick. It could be the dishwasher broke and now we have to make phone calls and put in claims and go shopping and spend money that we don't have for a new dishwasher. It could be the tire blew out on the car. You got in an accident. Like you get the gist. So we know that going into the week, we're going to have these pop-up events. And you cannot allow these pop-up events to derail everything that you're doing. You cannot stay in survival mode and still think you're going to achieve your goals. You cannot stay in day-to-day, survival mode and think that you're going to have space to do all of the bigger things that you're dreaming of unless you are intentional about those things. And I can be intentional about my weight loss and still maneuver through these pop-up events like a boss. Okay? They don't have to take me down. And one thing I have really learned about myself the last 3 years just about, is that I can very easily allow the survival mode to suck me under. The survival mode can just take over. Like, oh, I don't have time to do that today because I just got to get through. I got to finish these projects because then at this time Frank has to go to work and I got to take over the kids, and then Catalina's got this and Javi's got that and da, da, da. Like, I can just allow that so easily to take me in the undercurrent, and I don't want to do that. So think about that too. Like what pop-up events are happening this week in your life? Like, it's great. We love it. We love a good pop-up event. And forward thinking as well. It's one thing to say, gosh, I'd really like to be 199 on my birthday this year when I turn 43. 43, what the hell? I'd really like to be 199 on my birthday. And like, okay. And then you say it, you want to, you have good intentions, but you tuck it away and you go about your life. And your life is just a series of pop-up events for the next month and a half. And then it's like July 15th and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm in the same place I was a month ago. I'm such a failure. I'm such this. No, it's not that you're a failure. It's that you didn't plan properly. You weren't intentional about your actions. Okay. And you need to do a little bit of that forward thinking about, okay, I know on July 30th, when I go out to dinner or whatever, God help me if I can get a babysitter, that'd be amazing. And I can go out with my husband on my birthday, just the two of us, that would be great. I want to feel good in my skin. I want to feel proud. I want to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I see the progress. I want to look in the mirror and have on a brand new outfit that I have never worn before. I want to feel better on all levels. And you have to keep that top of mind during the pop-up events in June, during the pop-up events 6 months before the thing, right? You've got to keep that feeling, that visualization, that like putting yourself in your shoes 2 months from now or whatever it is for you. And remembering that in the moments of weakness, right? In the moments of weakness of, I'm really tired. Should I just order this food off DoorDash? It's like, no, you just spent $350 at the grocery store, bitch. Go in the kitchen and make something. Right? Like, this is the talks I have with myself. I'm like, get off your ass, get in that kitchen, and you better put them groceries to work. Because you are working hard for them groceries. And they better work hard for you too in this day and age. My God. Like, it's just, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? Another derailment, because I'm on a derailing thing today. I went yesterday just to get a couple filler things. After the Walmart trip, after the Sam's Club trip, I was like, oh shit, we're missing, like, I need a contact solution, ketchup, garlic, a few lemons. What else? Corn. I mean, we're really going all out, guys. It was $86. And yes, that was with a big box of pull-ups, which was only $20. So $66 on lemons, garlic, jam, a bag of potatoes, a tiny box of contact solution, ketchup. I mean, it was like that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, okay, like, it's out of control. We all know it. But put your groceries to work for you because you're working hard for that food that you're putting in the house. And you need to remember that. Like, forward think, visualize, and that will also help you during your reset when these pop-up events happen, when life is going to life, because we know it is. It's just every week there's going to be something. Just expect it. Just expect it to always be something. And just be something doesn't always mean a bad thing. Like, with the kids being out, with school and everything, like, I'm trying to be more present. I'm trying to make sure we incorporate something more fun every day. Like, we're going out in the summer and we're doing an activity, or we're going somewhere, or I'm taking them places. And I love to go places with them, but like even more than usual. And yes, that does take away sometimes from, I really need to get this project done, or I have this deadline, but also my kids are only going to be 3 and 7 in this summer of 2024. That's it. They will never be 3 and 7 again. Chewy, my baby, my Chihuahua baby, he's turning 15 years old. I can't even wrap my head around it. He is going to be 15 years old in June. June 22nd is his birthday. And it's a big deal. And it's scary. I'm going to cry thinking about it because we brought him home at 6 weeks old. That was my first baby. He was my baby. He's still my baby. And, Chewy is the catalyst that made me start Irresistible You. He was the catalyst, you guys. Like, he is what started this whole thing, this whole brand, this whole journey, the blog to the podcast, to the course, to everything, to realizing I only have one life to live. And if you want to live it, you better start doing something about it now. So I quit my job. I went out on a limb. I started my own business. Scary as shit. It's still scary as shit. It's still scary. The hustle and the struggle never stops. You can't allow yourself to ever get too comfortable. And he's going to be 15 years old. And, it's just so bittersweet. I am so grateful that he is here and that we have had this much time with him. Like, that's a long time for a dog. And it scares the shit out of me because I know he has less time now on the other side of that. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I hate it. But this is why the project can wait. This is why the work will still be here tomorrow, because we don't get our time back. We don't get our time back. And if you are allowing your weight to stop you from making those memories with your children this summer, that's a problem. And I'm here to tell you, with all the love and all of the respect and kindness, that is a massive problem that you need to solve. If you are skipping out on memories with your family and yourself, you are writing yourself out of your own history. How many moms are like ghosts in their children's memory books? Ghosts. Are you a ghost in your child's life? When they look back on the videos and the pictures and the memories, are you there? Of course you were there. They're going to remember that you were there. But when they're 30, 40 years old, they need those photos. They need to see you. And if you're hiding, and if you're the one taking all the pictures, and you're not going over and, just do me a favor today, okay? And I do this a lot. I don't share everything that I take pictures of in video, obviously. You don't need to share with the world everything that you record. And I think people get that confused. But do me a favor today. Get your phone. Put it on a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, lean that baby up against a book, a shelf. Make do with what you got. Lean your phone up against something. Put the video on and press record and go play with your kids. Go do something. And take that video and you save it. Okay? If you want to share it, share it. If you don't want to share it and you just want to have it for yourself, do it. But stop worrying about the fat. Stop worrying, oh my God, my angle from the side, you're going to see my big gut. Stop worrying, oh my God, you want me to turn that on while we're in the pool swimming? Yeah, I do. Cellulite, fat rolls, and all, baby. Put that camera on and make those videos. Make those home videos for your children. They already know what you look like. They see you every single day. They know what your body looks like. That's how they remember you anyway. So whether you're documenting it or not doesn't erase what you look like. It just erases you from their memory. It erases you. It puts you as a ghost in their memory book. So turn the damn camera on. Put it up against the wall. Put it on a tripod. Put it up against a book. Put it up against the wall and go make little videos. You will treasure that forever, and so will they. And that's what this is all about, right? It's not about how much weight can I lose, how fast can I lose it, how I want to look. No, it's about stop letting your weight hold you back from your life. Stop letting your weight prevent you from celebrating something big. Stop letting your weight make you small. Stop making yourself small because you feel like you're too big, right? Like that's what this is all about. Becoming Irresistible You is realizing we only have one life to live, and it's going fast. It's going fast. And do the same thing. Think about your pets. Think about your children. Think about you and your partner and your spouse and your family, your parents, and say, summer of 2024, is the last summer that I will be 42, the last summer that my kids will be 7 and 3, the last summer that my dog will be 14. How do I want that to look like? When I look back on it, how do I want it to be? Do I want to rush through it? Do I want to just put my head down and act like it's not happening because I'm so uncomfortable in my skin? No. You can lose weight. You can be on your weight loss journey and still show up, still be present, still put the shorts on, damn it. Please put the shorts on. Stop being out here sweating to death in them leggings, girl. Stop. Just stop. That's silly. At this point, it's silly. Take the leggings off. Take the leggings off. Take the jeans off. Get in them shorts. Do it. Trust me. Do it. I freed my legs years ago, and it was the best thing I ever did because I couldn't remember how many summers that I never wore shorts. And then I started kayaking, and I was like, well, the hell if I'm going to wear pants, right? Like, you don't look as bad as you think you do. That's the other thing. Like, we make this image in our head about how awful we look, how fat we are, how gross we are. Go back to your old pictures when you thought you were fat, and then you like, oh man, I wish I was the same fat now, right? So my point being, you never look as bad as you think you do. You don't. You really don't. So, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about that. But to recap, is it time to reset your journey? Is it time to reset your weight loss journey? Is it time to reset your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, your emotional state? Is it time to reset? And what does a reset look like for you? I shared with you what I'm doing. That may or may not work for you, and that's okay. Do some of the inner work with yourself and be like, what do I need? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? And what do I need in order to get there? And then create some type of practice. I call it morning magic. I have a little folder on my, because every morning I'm on my computer. I work for myself. I work from home. And every morning I'm going to be on my laptop in the morning. And I have a folder in my address bar, you know, where you have like all your shortcuts. And it says morning magic. And in that little folder, I have links to my Weight Watchers. I have links to some of my Google Doc that has like my goals, things that I track, you know, mantras, things like that I keep top of mind. And every morning I go in there and I just open those tabs. And yes, as life gets busy, as the pop-up events be popping, I forget to open morning magic. Because I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I got pop-ups over here. I got 3 pop-up events in one day. I'm like a market. I'm like a marketplace sometimes. I'm like, I got 3 pop-ups happening, plus everything else that was scheduled for the week. I don't have time for this morning magic bullshit. And then what happens is it pushes me further and further and further away from that practice. And when I stop doing those certain rituals and that practice is when I go, oh shit, I don't feel so good anymore. Right? So we put a reminder. You've got to be annoying with yourself to remind yourself to keep this top of mind, because you can't just say, I want to lose weight by the end of the month. Okay, cool. Like, how are you going to do that? Right? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to wrap this up here. I hope that this episode was helpful. If it was, please leave a rating and review on your podcast player of choice. My podcast player of choice that I highly recommend to everyone listening is the Amazon Music app. If you are an Amazon Prime member, did you know you have free access to that? You just go and download it from the App Store. There are podcasts, music. Like, that's the only music app that we use in our car. Like, we are just all about it. We use it all over the place. And that's where I listen to my podcast now. So I have all my music. It's ad-free. All of my podcasts in one little place. It's nice and organized. And if you're a Prime member, it's free. There is an upgrade. I pay the $9.99 a month, I think it is, for music. You get more access to things. And for me, it's worth it just because I listen to a lot of music anyway. But anyway, I always have that linked in the show notes. If you're not an Amazon Prime member, which I know most people are, but if you're not, I do have a 30-day free trial. Just click the link in the show notes and you can check that out and then go use the music app. It's really cool. All right. I am going to go get this published and do some summarizing things today. And I will catch you over on Instagram. I am at Irresistible Icing. You can also join the free podcast discussion group on Facebook. Those are the 2 social media sites that are the best way to stay connected, as well as please get on my email list so we don't lose connection even when the social media sites do whatever they're going to do, because we know they have a mind of their own. So those are the 3 ways to stay connected. All of those are linked in the show notes. Have the best week ever. I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.